India, we welcome you all to this auspicious event. And we are proud to have the speakers who, through their hard work and perseverance, have shaped our country and changed world's perspective towards our nation.
To share their expertise that is idea-focused and well-diversified.
To foster learning, inspiration and wonder.
Swati, I am of the firm belief that Avahan 17 will cultivate many more sparkling young minds who will set the gears of noble change in motion on being inspired by eminent speakers of today's event.
Vijay, let's hope that the Avahan 2017 strikes the right chord in a magnitude so large that it astounds and amazes everybody and provokes the young minds to contribute to make India even much more incredible. Now, may I request our speakers, Dr. G. Satish Reddy and Dr. Swami Shant Atmananda, to be seated on the dais. For this inaugural session, Dr. G. Satish Reddy and Swami Shant Atmananda. Dr. G. Satish Reddy is an Indian aerospace scientist and presently the scientific advisor to Raksha Mantri. During his long career, Dr. Reddy has served as a director of Research Center Imarat, RCI Hyderabad, as a key laboratory of the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Missile Complex and pioneered many technological development for Indian missiles and has made significant contribution towards the successful flight testing of the country's maiden intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM Agni 5. In June 2015, he was appointed as a scientific advisor to the Defence Minister of India. Dr. Satish has led the RCI laboratory as a program director successfully, spearheaded the development of the medium-range surface-to-air missile program, which scored a perfect hat-trick in its first 3 consecutive missions. Dr. Satish is a fellow of the Royal Institute of Navigation in London. He is the first from India. He is a fellow of the Royal Aeronautical Society, a foreign member of the Academy of Navigation and Motion Control Russia. He is a fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineering and an honorary fellow of the Computer Society of India. Dr. Reddy has received the Homi J. Bhabha Memorial Award for the Indian Science Congress Association for 2013 and 14. In 2015, he was the first Indian recipient of the Silver Medal of the Royal Aeronautical Society. Dr. Reddy has chosen for the first Institution of Engineer by the Institute of Electronics Engineer, United States, Joint Award for the Engineering Excellence, and he is also serving as the Chairman of Aeronautical Society of India, Hyderabad, and he has also initiated the international collaboration for promotion of aerospace sector in India. We are honored by your presence, sir. And the next, I would like to introduce Swami Shant Atmananda. Swami Shant Atmananda is a senior monk of the Ramakrishna Order, and he is well known as an able administrator and spiritual mentor. He presently heads the Delhi Center of Ramakrishna Order. He had a long stint of 30 years at the international headquarters of the Ramakrishna Mission, Belur Mutt, where he had the rare privilege of association with some of the luminaries of the order. Swamiji was a pioneering influence in setting up an NGO in the suburbs of the Calcutta called the Sarada Seva Sangha. He is managed by more than, and this particular Seva Sangha is managed by more than 100 women volunteers which are trained. It happens to be the one of his exceptional achievement in the field of women empowerment. Swamiji was instrumental in devising programs telecast over CNN, IBN and Doordarshan's national channel in propagating the life-giving message of Swami Vivekananda among the youths. He also organized a unique World Peace Conference in New Delhi, which was inaugurated by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He is deeply interested in sports and music. He writes regularly for Sunday Guardian and occasionally for the Speaking Tree Times of India and other publications. Thank you, sir, for gracing us with your presence. And for more thank you, I would like to say you that we think India is in great debt of Swamiji for providing this venue for this Avahan 2017. and their never-ending cooperation with Think India organization.
Friends, may I now introduce to you Mr. Mrityunjay Tripathi and Mr. Ganesh Surerao. Ganesh Surerao is from Solapur district of Maharashtra. Mr. Ganesh Surerao is MBA and he has been devoting his services on a full-time basis to Think India since 2011. He is now National Co-Convener of Think India. Mr. Ganesh Surerao has left no stone unturned to make this event a grand success. Mr. Mrityunjay Tripathi hails from Nainital and he has done his schooling from St. Joseph's College, Nainital. Mrityunjay is a graduate in management from Institute of Finance, Banking and Research. Mrityunjay has been a research fellow at Ponrad School for Young Politicians and Public Policy Research Center. Mrityunjay is currently the State Convener for Think India Delhi and is also the Program Convener for Ahan. Mr. Mrityunjay Tripathi has been toiling hard to put the event in an appropriate shape. Thank you for your contribution, Mr. Mrityunjay Tripathi and Mr. Ganesh Surerao. I would request our coordinators to welcome our honorable eminent speaker, Swami Shantatmananda, with a bouquet and a memento as a token of appreciation for his contribution towards Avahan 17.
I also request coordinator to welcome Dr. G. भारतीय संस्कृति के अनुसार हर शुभ कार्य का आरंभ भी.
So we would like to invite all the dignitaries on the dais for the land working ceremony.
Pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this august gathering of the best minds. Before we move forward, it becomes my responsibility to introduce to you and brief you about Think India. Think India is a forum of students from premier institutes like IIT, IIM, IIC, AIMS and National Law University and other such premier institutes in the various field of academia across India. The idea of Think India Bengaluru Declaration, adopted on the occasion of the first Think India Convention held at Art of Living Ashram, Bengaluru on 13th day of January 2007. These objectives are: think, design and develop sustainable development strategies for underdeveloped and rural Bharat. Think and act to meet the environmental, cultural and security needs of Bharat and the world. Motivate and support the initiatives of the organization and individuals to inculcate India-centric action. Propagation and implementation of thought and designs. Initiate and sustain India-centric thoughts and activities in campus and among intelligentsia. Denounce in thought and action all forms of terrorism, illegitimate interference in religious and cultural matters, and any forces and design working against our national interest. Actively oppose any sectarian and narrow-minded activities of vociferous tendencies and engage ourselves to promote social harmony in every possible way. Support and uphold the concept of gender justice and promote family values, the unique contribution of Bharat to the world civilization. Think India runs a social internship program, Anubhuti, for the students from all premier institutes across the country. The main motive of this internship is to develop and aware students about their social responsibility towards this great country. Avahan, the word means to appeal. The main objective of this event is to appeal to students to strive together in nation building. Considering that science, security, economics and spirituality are extremely important for the overall growth of our nation, Avahan 17 will be focused on the same. We firmly believe that the youth of India studying in national institutes can play an integral and profound role towards development of Bharat. To facilitate this, Avahan 17 will offer several helplines to students in form of brainstorming sessions conducted by eminent and distinguished speakers, debates over major social issues of concern, an opportunity to recommend initiative potent of healthy transformation of this great nation. Avan 17 will also provide the students with the privilege to listen to some esteemed personalities who have contributed remarkably to the success of global recognition of India. We are sure that their expertise and in diverse arena will present guidelines, foster learning, and kindle sparks of motivation in the audience to strive hard for taking the country into the pinnacle of success. Without speaking much, I would like to end my speech by these two lines. आज हंस उठता है फिर से जगजीवन से कुछ पा लेने को, हम आह्वान करेंगे अनवरत भारत को शिखर पे पहुंचाने को, भारत को शिखर पे पहुंचाने को। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, Mr. Mrityunjay Tripathi. Your thought-provoking address sets a perfect platform for ourselves and our speakers to deliver their presentation. Thank you once again. May I now request the speakers and the conveners to occupy the seats in the front row. Shantatmananda, Senior Monk of Ramakrishna Mission, to address the audience. We request you to take up the dais and enlighten us, sir.
Vivekananda Suri, Satchitsukha Swarupai, Swami Nitapahari, PST Sunilji, Dr. Satish Reddy, other distinguished office bearers and associates of this Think India, and the students have come from different parts of India. Is there anyone from South India here? Raise your hands. From eastern parts, capital West Bengal? Nobody. Nobody is sitting in West Bengal. Huh?
Maharaj, take that mic.
Is there anyone from eastern parts of India, Orissa, Calcutta, Assam, Northeast? Let's start from Calcutta. Mostly are from then North. Maharashtra person? Oh, it's organized. Anyway, we are hopefully by the time it warms up, we have more participation. I was told that at least some 300 select students will be here. I think about 70 or so have come already. The rest will come. No, I have been given a small slot in this because basically I like this idea of Think India, where they are trying to motivate youngsters from premier institutions to think deeply about our country, its needs and so on. So it is only in this context I have been talking to you. मैं चाहता हूँ आपके बीच में जब मैं कुछ पूछता हूँ you please respond. I want to have your opinion, your participation. Of course, we'll have more time beyond this session or convention. We'll meet because I am here only. When you go after the program, you can meet us. Some of our volunteers are already below. Some of you might have seen. Now, why? Because our country is a kind of a crossroads. Actually, we are sitting in a kind of a balcony of our country right now. How many of you believe that our country is in a very kind of a critical situation where it is about to take a big leap one way or another? How many of you believe? Do you believe some of you, this young lady, what's your opinion? Yes. Huh? No, all of you are from Premier Institute. Must not talk, respond. What do you feel about this state of affairs of our country today? Yes? Yes? No response. You are from which institution? You are from which institution? Huh? Lloyd Law College. What about the nation's condition today? Why didn't you respond? I am asking you, do you feel you are happy with the state of affairs today?
No, sir. Our country is in a bit of very critical condition right now. Like you can see, the JNU incident, what happens, and national things are going on.
Yeah. See, these are all, whatever we see, in terms of very different institutes, some colleges, Ramjas College, or JNU, or DU, or whatever it is. These are all, in my opinion, expressions of frustration somewhere or is it not? See, wherever you disagree with me, you must be bold enough to say, no, we disagree. We have some other view. You want to say something, you want to supplement. I want to hold all the time because there are many other speakers. I have been given some 20-25 minutes at most, already 2-3 minutes are over. What I am saying, what we see all that is because largely there is so much of frustration, so much of pent-up feelings inside.
which is trying to find expression in some form of unrest. Is it not? Why should we, things are alright, nobody would protest. Somewhere someone is hurt this way or that way, someone is taking this side or that side. That's what's happening, isn't it? Now largely, even if you look at this scenario all over the world, for example, today we are talking so much about ISIS, youngsters joining ISIS. What basically is the issue of ISIS? Can anyone say yes? Do you think why people are joining, youngsters are joining ISIS? What is this ISIS basically about? Has it got anything to do with religion? Let us see whether there are more bright faces here who are ready to respond. Yes? What is the basic issue of ISIS? Do you think it is religion?
At least this is what it is propagated.
Propagated, but have you gone deeper into that? What do you think is the basic reason? Why people are trying to go there?
They have twisted interpretation of the religion.
Maybe, but basically, now let me put forth my idea, my understanding of ISIS. To my mind, yes?
So ISIS is basically to establish a caliphate or establish a caliph all over the country. So that's why they are operating.
No. Basically, to my mind, you just you can deliberate when I say something. Basically, I believe movements such as ISIS, specifically this, they are largely economic issues. A small minority number of people, they are holding all power, position, wealth, etc. Lakhs and lakhs of people have been pushed, and they have been made to lie down, trodden over, suppressed, not getting the minimum needs of life. That is what is giving rise to such movements. Don't you believe so? Because every person, every youngster who is enrolling has got nothing to do with religion. They know that they are going to die. Will you deliberately go if you know you are going to die? They know that they cannot survive. Does anyone think that ISIS will succeed and they will all come out victorious? No. They know they are going to die. Still, why they are going? So desperate. खाने के नहीं मिल रहा है, रहने के नहीं मिल रहा है, पहनने के कपड़ा नहीं मिल रहा है. अच्छा 2-4 दिन, at least let me have a good time 4 or 5 days. Let me kill few people. फिर मैं भी मर जाऊं. Is it not that kind of desperation? You see, please be careful. India is also looking at a very drastic scenario today. All our talk of GDP, startup, everything is okay. But don't you think in India also the rich-poor divide is increasing? This is a very serious matter. This is what thinking the youngsters like you should address. Today, we are talking about the GDP. That GDP will make no sense at all unless we ensure some kind of an equitable distribution of wealth and other facilities. Today, what is the minimum income in India today? You remember sometime back Planning Commission came up with some atrocious statistics? See, India, such things are not happening because it's a great country, the most tolerant country in the world. See, in India today there are 72 Muslim sects. They cannot live in Pakistan, they cannot live in Afghanistan, they cannot live in Arab, they cannot live in other countries. Only in India, they can live peacefully. Ahmadiyas are killed everywhere, whether in Iran or Pakistan or Iraq or anywhere. But they are peacefully able to gather and propagate and live here. So this is the most tolerant country. That's why people, in spite of all poverty, deprivation, everything. Today even, there are lakhs of villages where there is no drinking water. Lakhs of villages where there are no primary health facilities. Lakhs of villages where there is no primary education. But still people are tolerant. But there is a limit to people's tolerance. See, sometime back, when this anti-India corruption movement, they became so big, they did one thing good was, they took off some steam. बहुत चिल्लाया लोग, इसी से थोड़ा गैस निकल गया, थोड़ा शांत हो गई. And it was building up. It was becoming a very big outburst. They succeeded in taking away some of the steam. But I told them, उन लोगों के साथ मेरे साथ भी किरण बेदी वगैरह बहुत बातें किया. Swami ji, Ramakrishna Mission, all your monks should join. Then this anti-India corruption will say, I said, Kiran Bedi, please excuse me, I disagree with you. But people have lived 30 years, 40 years a corrupt life. आप कानून से बदलेंगे? People can be changed by laws. Either enough, are there not enough laws in our country? मैं बोला अभी क्या होगा? साधारण प्यून अभी 100 रुपये देते हैं. आपके जी लोकपाल के प्यून 1000 रुपया मांगेंगे कि he knows that his position is more prestigious. So you will only be scaling up corruption, and you will not be doing. I told them this is possible only if there is a change in the mindset. The youngsters have to change. They have to think differently. Much more than that, I said that we must start this even at a much younger stage when children are still in schools. If they are given something at that age, slowly they will develop, they will become as awakened citizens, and that is the time they can think of the welfare of the country. Are you all one with me? Do you agree or not? Tell me. I want a big yes or no. So, it is very necessary to give all these to young children. And who can give that? Only people like you. We need lot of people who have this kind of understanding, who agree with these views, who participate in movements like Think India, etc., which have no political affiliation. They only love this country. They want to do something for the nation. Such people should join forces. They should come forward. They should actively, proactively, vibrantly, vigorously work for our motherland. And then and only then we can do something. Don't you agree? So in this context only, Swami Vivekananda की तस्वीर हम लोग यहाँ बिठाएं. Where Swami Vivekananda comes into the picture. Why Swami Vivekananda? वो तो गुजर गए. In 1902, more than nearly 115 years ago, he left this kind of world and he was a sannyasi. What is the connection between us and Swami Vivekananda? I think all of you would have read something. If not, I am telling you, he was one of the greatest patriots to have ever been born in this country. Mahatma Gandhi, who is considered the father of the nation, visited Belur Math in 1921 and wrote in the visitors book. अभी भी आप जाकर देख सकते हैं. I have read his works completely, thoroughly, and after reading them, my love for India has grown 1,000-fold. This is what Mahatma Gandhi wrote. So here was a person who, in spite of being a sannyasi, thought day and night about our motherland. His only idea was how to regenerate India, how to restore its glory. What can we do for making Mother India again the #1 nation in the world? Not Indians. His Western disciples wrote in the reminiscences, the first time we heard him pronounce that 5-letter word India, we cannot describe what all emotions were stirred in our hearts. With that one word, you could convey so much about India's history, its heritage, its culture, its past, its great glory, its present degradation, as well as its future regeneration. Everything you could convey by the way you could describe about India. Day and night he thought only about it. He had gone on a Padayatra of the whole country. Sara Bharat unhone भ्रमण किया. Then he saw that a देश में आध्यात्मिक दिशा में कोई कमती नहीं. It is not lacking in spirituality. What it was lacking was real education. Because masses were deprived of education. They were not getting opportunities. आज भी India today, some of the misconceptions, how political parties are misleading the masses because they don't have education. But if all the people who vote are educated in some way or other, a fraction of what all of you have got, do you think useless parties can come to power? Corrupt parties, how is it possible? Because we lack education. But Swami Vivekananda talked about not just ordinary physics, chemistry, mathematics, not that. He said, yes, that everybody will get. Much more than that, he said, we need character building education, man making education, education which should give the students an identity. It will give them the ability to face the challenges of life. It will broaden their outlook. He said somewhere, I call each person a traitor who, having been educated at the expense of the masses, pays not the least heed to them. He said, the world is burning in misery. Can you sleep? Please awaken. He calls youngsters. He says, my hope lies in young people. So again and again he talked about youngsters. Again and again he talks about regeneration of India. Again and again he talks about the patriotism. He says, who is a patriot? He says, can you sleep? when millions and millions of the descendants of gods and goddesses, in India, we all trace our descendant to some god or goddesses or some gotra, some rishi, something. He says millions of such people have become next door neighbors to brutes. Does it not make you restless? Does it not make you sleepless? He says it is the first step to become a patriot. And not only he says, it's not enough if there is feeling. He says, have you a methodology? Have you a solution? Have you thought about that? Otherwise it will all be only emotion and effervescence. Like gas, it will go away. He says, have you thought of a solution? That is the second step. And finally, even if the whole world, your family, your friends, your father, mother, everybody is on one side, have you the boldness to stand on the other side and stand by whatever you have decided, whatever you have thought about? He says, these three things are only can make you a true patriot. So, my friends, so many other speakers are there. What we thought was, the Ramakrishna Mission was founded by Swami Vivekananda 120 years ago. He said that you must work for the welfare of the country. He said, all sadhus, all those who are interested will work for their own spiritual emancipation. अपना अपना मुक्ति करें तो जरूर आप काम करेंगे, साधना करेंगे. उसके साथ your life, your efforts should all end in the national good, in the welfare of the society. इसलिए उन्होंने दो आदर्श रामकृष्ण मिशन के सामने रखा. आत्मनो मोक्षार्थम जगत हिताय च. अपना के लिए तो काम करोगे, लेकिन उसके साथ can you think of the welfare of the world? That's in a small way we have been trying to do this for 120 years. लेकिन आप सब जानते हैं 2011 से 14 तक 3 साल Swami Vivekananda ki 150th birth anniversary was celebrated all over the world. We took many programs for young people. Some of you also might have participated somewhere or other. But from Delhi, we developed a very special value education program for young students. क्योंकि 10 साल में धीरे धीरे क्योंकि पहले schools would not even allow us entry. नहीं principal busy है. You write mail, talk to them over phone. But today in Delhi at least 400 schools are with us. Then धीरे धीरे experiment करके we did several programs, we did several pilot projects. Ultimately we have come with a 3-year graded value education program for classes 6, 7, 8 or 7, 8, 9. इसके अंदर क्या है? अभी आप देख रहे हैं, see many of you are fortunate to study in such premier institutions. But you see, every year, at least something like 1 to 2 crore students come out of class 12. Is it not? Out of that, hardly 4 to 5 lakh students get a chance to pursue education beyond class 12. मैं सिर्फ engineering medical की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. Even a simple graduation is beyond the imagination of more than 4 or 5 lakh students. That means what? Every year, 1.5 crore students we are letting loose on the society, calling them educated, but with no hope for future, no hope for any job, nothing. What will they do except violence? Why do you see so much juvenile violence in this country? Because people after class 12, they have nothing to do, no hope for further studies, no jobs. What will they do except taking to violence? Of course, the government is doing in a new way, they are trying to give them skills and so on. But more than that, what they need is the tremendous self-belief. मेरा सिर्फ पढ़ाई से नहीं होगा. Whether I am good in computers, whether I am good in science or mathematics or physics, there is something which is beyond all that, that power, that ability, that capacity is within me. And if I try, I can bring out and stand on my own, whether I go to college or not. Can you give this self-belief to students? Somewhere or other, can you make them believe that even if you don't do well academically, still nothing is lost for you, you can do something great. This is what we are trying to give the students to a 3-year graded value education program called the Awakened Citizen Program. Through this program, we are trying to tell them that innumerable possibilities in each child. Because Swami Vivekananda said, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. हम लोग की साधारण क्या सोच है? Education is from the teacher to the student. Teacher there, students are learning. But Swamiji says it is reversed. It is not from outside to inside, but it is from inside to outside. He says all power, all knowledge, all ability, everything is within you. The system, the teachers, the books, the labs, the parents are all only triggers, facilitators, catalysts who help in the manifestation of this inner power or glory of every student. Can you give this idea to the students? How to give it to them? It's a very big idea. Through this program, this is what we are doing so that no student ever, now today if you take any school, any college, any institution, mostly school level, more than 50 to 60% of the students are not interested in what is happening in the class. Because Jabardastim to Beja kiya, they have come because they have to come. They don't know what they are going to do. They have no future. They are not good in computers. They are not good in mathematics. Yet they are sitting in school. They are not interested. So through this program, you are saying every student should get connected to the school, to the class. They should feel inspired. It's not only mathematics or computers. There's much more to awaken from within. That's what this program is trying to do. So that every teacher treats every student with the same beautiful expectation that each student is going to come out with something great. Similarly, every student who comes to school is going to come with the idea that he is going to learn from within, awaken from within that power, that glory, that extraordinariness which is unique in himself. So this is briefly our outline of the program. Today, it started just a couple of years ago. We started in some 100, 200 schools. Already we have touched 1700 schools in different parts of India. Next year we are going to touch 5000 schools because all Kendriya Vidyalayas, all Navodaya Vidyalayas, 4 districts of Haryana, 1 Jhunjhunu district of Rajasthan, several such districts are completely enrolled for this program. That is where we want youngsters like you to respond. You go below. We have instituted a scheme called Vivekananda Fellowship Program, under which you have to serve just for 2 years. You will be given a very handsome stipend every month. You can work in different parts of India, be part of this program, get trained. It's a simple training. In turn, you will train teachers, you will go to schools, mix with students, lakhs of students, huge opportunity for you. Just take out 2 years of your time and join this program, enjoy the fellowship, be in touch with students. We'll also give a beautiful fellowship certificate once you complete it 2 years. If you want to be with us beyond that, you can be. Otherwise, you can go back and pursue MBA or any other, or even professional course, or you can go for job. Anything you can do after that. We want as many of you to come into this program and join the fellowship program. The details are all with the volunteers who are sitting below with the posters and other material. Please go and meet them, learn more about this, contribute for the regeneration of our country, our mother India, because you take it like some kind of a compulsory military enrollment. In some countries it's even now there. You have to serve 2 years for our motherland. Rest of the time you do for yourself. You earn as much as you like, become big, but can you give 2 years? That too, we will give you a decent stipend whereby you will be able to maintain yourself, but you cannot live a luxurious life. But we enough for you, we will take care of you, you can participate. I wish many of you enroll for this program so that all of you are participants of this great program for the regeneration of motherland. I invite you all for that, and these few words, I say goodbye to you for the time being. But I will be hoping to see many of you sooner than later. Thank you.